application flexibility you want for in-season crop nutrition and the research-proven results you need. AgroLiquid. Apply less. Expect more. Find a retailer at agroliquid.com.
If you're looking for local hunting and fishing information, then join us for Central Illinois Outdoors with me, Jared White, Sundays at 8 a.m. here on WHOW. Every weekend, we'll offer detailed local fishing reports from professional guides. We'll swap stories with local celebrity sportsmen, and I'll invite you to share your stories as well. Central Illinois Outdoors with Jared White, every Sunday morning at 8 on all WHOW platforms and on demand at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Brought to you by Bob Ridings in Pana and the Clinton, Illinois Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau.
You're listening to The Morning Show, streamed by clicking the WHOW live icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. It is 9 minutes after 9 o'clock here on this Tuesday. Coverage of The Morning Show is brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. We're streaming live on Facebook Live and at YouTube at the WHOW TV channel as well here for this morning. And of course, as always, live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. In studio with us today, we are joined by Corey Campbell and Samantha Rusk with the Warner Library. Good morning, guys. How are we?
Good morning.
Great. Morning. We beat the snow today, so that's a good thing. And hopefully we will hunker down and stay safe tomorrow. Now, I know the library is like a warming center as well, but would the library potentially close for weather, Samantha?
Yes, typically in extreme circumstances like we're hearing are going to happen, we will close if that weather gets too bad to travel. Of course, we care about our patrons and don't want them out and about if they don't have to be, and of course our staff as well. So we've got several that travel from out in the country, and then even a couple from out of town. So we want to make sure safety is the biggest priority. On those bitterly cold days, though, we do operate as a warming center, one of the warming centers in the county. So of course, I think it was about 2-3 years ago when we had those bitterly like negative 30 degree temperature days, and we did open with a skeleton staff just to be able to offer that. But,
Gotcha.
Yeah, depending on what the roads look like. But we'll announce that on all of our local social media channels and to the local media and things as well.
Well, we look forward to any word on that coming our way tomorrow. In the meantime, Samantha, the weather's not going to be too conducive to folks checking out the last week of that Smithsonian exhibit, but if they want to brave the elements and check it out, it's still out there until what, Saturday, I think you said?
Yes, Voices and Votes, Democracy in America. It is here until Saturday, this Saturday, February 5th. So we're open on Saturday from 9 to 1. So 1 o'clock on Saturday is the last chance to see that exhibit traveling from the Smithsonian Institution in partnership with Illinois Humanities here. So we are the 5th of 6 stops. And it's headed to Murfreesboro after it leaves us at the end of this week.
Tell us about the last month. What's the response been like?
Sure. It has been great. We have absolutely loved having that. And of course, the Illinois Freedom Project exhibit is downstairs in our periodicals room as well. And it has been so much fun having conversations with people who have either come to visit that specifically or just stopped in the library to pick up books and then gone up to visit. So we've had, I want to say we were tracking to see about 600 people or so in just for that exhibit over the course of the 5 weeks that we had it. So it's been really, really great.
Is 600 what you targeted, or is that what about you've had, you think?
I think it's about what we will have by the end of this week. Of course, weather this week might put a little bit of a damper on it, but that's kind of the way we were tracking. So.
Now, have you found folks coming from, say, out of the area to check this out? I thought that would be a big draw for, say, like a Bloomington Normal Decatur crowd. How about that?
Sure. Yes, we have had some regional visitors. We have a guest book sign in, and then we also have volunteer docents that are there to chat with the visitors as well. So yeah, we've heard from several that are driving a half an hour or an hour to come see it because it is an exhibit that is worth the time to come and spend.
Sure. Well, tell us about some of the highlights of this exhibit and the other exhibits going on in conjunction with this. How about some of those things?
Of course. So Voices and Votes, Democracy in America is exactly what it says. It is about finding our way to the voting process is a section, looking at different ways of political protests and how that is formed. My favorite section is on campaigning and being able to see all of the different ways that people campaign or then lobby for the bills and laws that they want to see. So I really enjoy too the aspect that's interactive with it. So it's not just reading. I am totally, and I think we've talked about this before, that I'm not a history person. It's not my favorite thing. I'm not afraid to say it. But getting in there and being able to play a touch screen game to decide, one pops up and says, did this actually become law somewhere? And it's just kind of really cool ways to highlight things that you might not have known before. So some really cool interactive elements that get the people like me who aren't really those history inclined people excited about something different and learning something new.
Now, I know you've held some events and things over the course of the last month. How have those gone and what's the reception been like for them?
Sure. So we had an opening reception at the beginning of January, of course, on a bitterly cold night, but was a great way to really introduce the grand opening of the exhibit. So that was nice and some great conversations that night. And then we actually have our last program was scheduled for tomorrow. We've preemptively postponed that to next week for the 10th. So that is called Disorder in the Court. It is a true crime case about Mayor Bernard Pugh. And we'll be going through his record as mayor and determining if you would still vote for him or not, based on some of the things he had done for the community that were great and some things that were maybe not so great. So that should be exciting. So if you weren't able to attend tomorrow night, but the 10th works out better for you, give us a call at the library and we're happy to get you signed up.
Very good. And again, our guests in studio this morning, Samantha Rusk and Corey Campbell with the Warner Library in Clinton. It is the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance in Clinton, your Pekin Insurance agent here in Clinton, in downtown Clinton as well. And Corey, I want to bring you into the conversation because you did kind of a month-long program with the kids around this exhibit. Tell us about what you did and how that was received by the kiddos.
Yeah, absolutely. So the month-long program that we did was voting for your favorite book character up on the children's floor. We've had a fabulous response to it. We've had a lot of really interesting upsets in the bracket style voting that we did for it. There were certain characters that made it a lot further than I thought they would, and certain characters that totally dropped out of the running immediately, which I was shocked by.
Yeah.
But we are actually working on tallying up all of the final votes now, and the final two that people were voting for came down to Elephant and Piggy and Narwhal and Jelly. So we're
Elephant and Piggy's a big one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very popular right now. My kids love those books.
We'll have to see who won it, but
now who were some of the other characters that were put out there for kids to vote on?
Sure. We had some great classics like Miss Frizzle, who ended up being a big favorite for the community. We had like Arthur, everyone's favorite aardvark.
I always forget he's an aardvark sometimes.
Yeah, it's the glasses.
It is. There you go. It is. It is for sure.
We had some more modern classics like Elephant and Piggy, and we had like Pete the Cat was definitely a good contender in there. So we had all sorts of. I tried to pull characters from different generations to encourage parents to vote, to encourage people who are just coming through for the exhibit to vote. And I think that resonated a lot with people.
Were you pleased with the response to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've had a really great response to people getting excited for it and watching how the bracket has unfolded.
Sure. Now, will you kind of leave that up for folks to see for a month or two? I mean, you don't have to send that off. How about that?
Sure. The plan right now is to actually probably later on today tally up the final votes, because yesterday was our official last day to vote. And then the character that won the bracket is going to have the entire month of February to have our main display on the children's floor devoted to them.
Gotcha. Now, who are the final two? Did you say that? If you did, I missed
Elephant and Piggy and
that's
Narwhal and Jelly.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Stupid question. But so with that, Corey, with that exhibit, do you feel like the kids at least learned a lot? I mean, that's kind of the ultimate goal with this, is to learn about voting and how it works. Do you feel like they got the kind of the message there?
I sure hope so.
Hard to tell sometimes, right?
Yeah, I think, looking at something like that and kids, it can be hard to determine what exactly they're taking away from it.
Mhm.
But I think even just the impact, I've seen several people come back every week and be excited to vote and see who advanced. So I think even if they aren't fully comprehending, like, my vote did this, I think they can start to see that their impact can be seen on that scale.
Sure.
That's just a little bit smaller for them. And as they grow, hopefully that can be a good memory.
Definitely. Well, Samantha, your programs, you mentioned you do have the one that was postponed to next Wednesday, but anything else from your perspective I missed that you want to put out there for folks this morning?
Well, we do have a variety of other programs as well that are happening in February. Of course.
Oh, that's right. Sure.
It's an entire full month again. I feel like we had that month of January that was all devoted to voices and votes, and now we're kind of back to regularly scheduled programming again for February.
Can I hit pause and we'll hit that on the other side of the break? Very good, guys. How do folks learn more about the Warner Library?
Sure. So give us a call at 935-5174. Of course, come visit us in person. We're at 310 North Quincy Street in Clinton. Of course, find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and online at vwarner.org.
That is Samantha Rusk and Corey Campbell with the Warner Library in Clinton. Our guests on the morning show, streaming live on Facebook Live and at YouTube on our WHOW TV YouTube channel. And the program today is brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick. The program today is brought to you by Peterson Insurance in Clinton, your Pekin Insurance agent. Plenty more to come with Sam and Corey next on the morning show.
Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton CEO Paul Skowron reminding you our walk-in clinic inside our family medicine building will treat your flu symptoms without an appointment. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties can make your emergency or disaster like it never even happened. Find out all the services ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties provides by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
You and your loved one will love living here at Eagle Ridge Supportive Living in Decatur. Marketing Director Carla Thomas here with some comments from one of our happy residents.
Dennis, how long have you been a resident?
Since April 2019, the staff being polite to me.
What's your favorite dish at the dining room?
The chicken pot pies.
Eagle Ridge in Decatur is affordable to everyone. Call me, Carla Thomas, for a tour at 217-872-1282. That's 217-872-1282 and start enjoying supportive living.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 Daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app and Amazon Alexa. Plus, tune in for a Best of Clinton Sports broadcast every Saturday morning at 10. All brought to you by Baum Chevy Buick, Clinton Athletic Boosters, Clinton Community YMCA, and Mid-State Eye.
You're listening to The Morning Show, streamed by clicking the WHOW Live icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Once again, it is the WHOW Morning Show, streamed live on Facebook Live and at our YouTube channel, WHOW TV. And the program today brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Samantha, let's pick back up with you again. Samantha Rusk and Corey Campbell with the Warner Library, our guests in studio. Tax season is here, and each year the library helps folks out with their taxes. Tell us about this real fast.
Sure. So we are so excited to once again offer with a partnership through Dove and the RSVP program and the AARP Foundation Tax Aid Program. So that means the library is a site of free tax preparation. This is open to anyone, but especially those who are 50 and older or can't afford tax preparation. There are no actual requirements, though. So this is really open to everyone. We are offering those appointments this year on Wednesday afternoons and Saturday mornings starting February 12th. I will note that February, I think the last time I checked, is already full for appointments. So we're booking in March now. Appointments are required in advance, of course. So just give us a call at the library. It's 217-935-5174, and we'll get you an appointment scheduled. We have a full list of all of the documents and things that you need to bring with you to the library. And with the pandemic, we do operate, and the AARP Foundation operates as a drop-off site. So you'll actually have a form to fill out before you come to your appointment with most of your information. They'll have a trained volunteer there to enter everything for you while you can wait and enjoy the library a little bit, of course.
Yeah.
And then you'll go back in to actually sign off and file.
Sure. So the big takeaway for me is get on the ball, because this fills up fast, and it does every year. That's nothing new.
Correct. Yes. Before we even started scheduling appointments, I believe about a week or so ago, we had 40 or so people just on a wait list waiting for it to be ready. So yeah, it fills very quickly, but there's still plenty of appointments at this moment.
All right. Very good. So be aware of that. Anything else on that program I missed, Samantha?
No, we're just really excited to be able to offer it again.
Sure. And where do folks go for all things happening at the Warner Library?
Sure. If you go, our website is one of those great resources that we can't shout from the rooftops about enough. So vwarner.org is a great place to find things. And then, of course, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. All of our handles are at Vespasian Warner. So pretty easy to remember.
Very good. So reach out to them that way and check out the latest. And Corey, let's shift our attention to you, my friend, and bringing back story time for the month of February, I believe. Tell us about this.
Yes, we're very, very excited to see story times return toward the end of the month. We are coming back on Wednesday and Friday mornings again, but this time we are moving down to just one story time on Wednesday and one on Friday. They're both going to be at 10 o'clock. And on Wednesday mornings, we're going to have toddlers. So story time for those aged about 1 to 3. And on Friday mornings, we're going to have that all ages story time. So anyone and everyone is welcome to come in and have some fun with stories and songs.
Sure. I know for the kids, it's good socialization, getting to be around other kids their age and that sort of thing, but also for parents, networking and being around other parents. So it's a win-win, and story time as well is of course, the enjoyable part of it all. So
yes.
So bringing that back, and I know I asked you this in the break, but this was just kind of a general pause that's taken in that program, correct?
Yeah, so I like to call it a refresh. So it gives our staff that does the story times some time to take a break off, to be able to kind of regroup and figure out what worked for them, what didn't work for them in the last story time session. And it gives us time to look for new books that we can share in story time, new songs and rhymes that we can bring. So it's a time where we can really buckle down and find some more great things to share.
Sure. Samantha, how many staff does the library have? I'm sorry, this is really a left field question, but
we have 9 full-time staff and I believe six part-time staff.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Very good.
7 part-time staff, 16 total.
I didn't mean to go squirrel on you there, Corey. Sorry about that.
Hey, that's all right.
We stay busy.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about what else is happening at the library these days.
Sure. Well, in addition to story times returning this month, we're also running a really exciting program month long for the teens. So we're having a short story contest. So teens are encouraged and welcome to write a short story. Really, the only limitations are that we ask that content in the stories be relatively appropriate for all ages, and that they're between 2 and 10 typed pages.
Wow.
They can submit them to us online at just by sending them to library@vwarner.org. That's our library email address. And the top 3 short stories will win a prize and be featured on our website and our library blog at vwarner.org. And they can submit that anytime between today and the end of the month on the 26th.
That's great. That's really, really cool. Talk a little bit about like who reviews those, how it's decided, like who the top story writers are. How about those things?
Sure. So we do have some criteria that we're looking at behind the scenes, and it'll be myself and another one of our youth services staff named Kelsey, who are going to be reviewing the stories, and we're gonna talk through and based on the criteria that we have, look through and decide which ones we think are the best and which ones are written in a way that are just the highest quality.
That's awesome. And I like this a lot because it really engages the youth and their kind of creative side. You know, I'm not saying that there isn't this at the school, but I just go back to when I was in high school. There wasn't a lot of things like this. This would have been a really neat thing. So I applaud you for that. That's really cool.
Yeah, we're really excited about it.
Awesome. Very good. Well, friends, I've got about a minute left with you. Corey, did I miss anything you want to get to today?
No, we've got some other programs happening, but if you want to check out more about those, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, or our website at vwarner.org.
Sure.
Or you can just go ahead and come on in and give us a visit at 310 North Quincy Street.
And Samantha, from your perspective, anything I missed you want to put out there today?
No, we're just really excited about wrapping up what has been a huge exhibit that we've been excited about for 2 years, and it's finally coming to an end. So
ready to just step back and take a breath.
Yeah, step back, reset, but then get back to the stuff that we love the most too.
Awesome. So. Very good. Very good, friends. Well, I'll let you go for the day. Thank you so much for coming out. Again, that's Corey Campbell and Samantha Rusk with the Warner Library, our guests in studio. And again, the morning show brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agents in Clinton. Don't forget to check us out live on Facebook Live and at our YouTube channel, WHOW TV on YouTube as well. And of course, always catch us live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news, local news on the way.